you know, it's very important right now to find, as a musician and just as a member of the community, it's very important to find, you know, creative outlets right now. You know, catch up on things that you haven't been able to do in a long time. Like I've heard so many people say, you know, if I just had the time to do that, well, now is the time to do that. Whatever.
You're not referring to chores, are you? Because I'll end the conversation.
Chores, music, projects, you know, anything that you think that you haven't ever had the time to do, like, you know,
sit down and eat a whole box of ding dongs.
Whatever it is.
Oh my God.
Now's the time to do it.
Hello, Dallas Fort Worth. It's Rick with Concert Connections, sponsored by PMC Entertainment. And yes, we survived the 4th of July weekend. Well, some of us did. Those that didn't survive are not with me. And I won't talk about the holes we have dug, maybe. And this week's guest for our mutual entertainment is Miss Melissa from the Alanis Morissette Tribute. How are you?
Doing good, doing good, doing good.
Oh, my Lord. So we had some interesting conversation off camera that not everybody gets to hear about. And we'll dive into it. But you guys are doing good, yes?
We're doing great. We're doing great. We're surviving the pandemic, and we're doing great.
Haven't had to lock anybody in the closet or duct tape them or anything?
Not yet, not yet. Some of the band members are really eager to get back out and do shows, and I'm like, guys, we may not actually be doing that quite yet. So we're just gonna have to kind of take some time to make some other plans right now.
If just for your entertainment, not theirs, you know, just lock a couple of your band members in the closet. You know, maybe it's okay. You know,
it actually may be me. I'm usually the like hard driving person of the band, and I actually have people texting me like, "I'm Duane, because you're not doing a show right now," and I'm like, "Yeah, pretty much, but I'm going to try to find my Zen moment, and you know, try to." You know,
my Zen moment is every time I open up a ding dong, and I'm out again. So it's. Do I continue to put on COVID weight, or do I go to Walmart and buy 4 or 5 boxes of ding dongs and ration them out like crack every day? So, they're so bad for me, but I don't care. I like them.
Yeah.
It's you, and we're going to dive into it. You have a real job. You're not a full-time musician, correct?
I do have a real job. I do still feel like I'm kind of full-time musician because I still run a band, do shows on the weekend. It's like it's quite a bit sometimes, you know.
But your perspective on the pandemic is a little more. It's a little more in depth than most folks. Because is it okay to talk about?
Yeah, sure.
You are a nurse.
I am also a nurse. Yes.
You are a rock star and a nurse.
Yeah, it's an interesting combination. I only know 2 things. I know about nursing, and I know about music and being an entertainer, and those are the only 2 things I've really ever known. So
don't they kind of go hand in hand? Being a good entertainer's bedside manner. I'm just saying.
It does help. It does help. I've had a lot of medical training, but also psych nursing. I'm a psych nurse, and so, you know, sometimes your psych skills help you interact with people in every way. You know, sometimes it's a fan, sometimes it's a club member, sometimes it's a bandmate. You know, psych skills can come into a lot of play. And
the reason I bring it up is because what you do for a living, you know, again, you're kind of on the front lines. You're having to deal with this, and I know it's not sometimes as conducive with the entertainment community, because I have a lot of friends that they understand, they buy in, and they're in the medical field as well. And there's other folks that are like, this is all a conspiracy, you know, it's not real, and there's 2 minds, yet we're all still musicians. And this is not I'm not beating anybody up. Take your point of view however you want to run with it. I understand. I've got my own opinions on it that I look at it like I'd rather be safe than sorry. And unfortunately, I have seen that it is a real thing. May not be as drastic as they say, but it's real. We've lost people. People are sick. People close to me are sick. Does that freak you out going into the office every day? You know, and then you're like, oh my Lord, you know, as bad as I want to get on stage, I get it. I can't because of what you do for a living.
It is a double-edged sword, you know. Right now, I actually got assigned to work from home, so I'm doing a lot of cases that are our area does. I kind of work with regulatory services for the state, so
Okay.
our area is looking at how we're going out and are people still getting services that they need in the midst of pandemic.
Yeah.
Especially us looking at those nursing homes and all those people that are affected. Kind of in the same way. Everybody is affected. Really, it's not just your health. It's some people, it's their mental health that are affected. There's so many things to look at. I have to look at, are people getting, as a nurse, are people getting, services in the community? Is their health being taken care of? And then amongst my musician friends, I have to worry about their mental health, about people being locked in and people not being able to do things that they normally do or socialize or, so it's like my nursing hat and my musician hat is on 100% like alert right now because I'm always talking to somebody about either why a show got canceled or what's going on with the bars. And now the governor has said, hey, the bars are to be shut down right now. And there's people that are, understand. There's the people that are angry. There's people protesting. So I'm constantly wearing a different hat all the time. I almost feel a little bit of like Alanis sometimes because I'm talking about all these different things, how everything is holistically connected, about, we all have anger and sadness and happiness but we have all these emotions, but all those emotions are there and they're ever forefront and present right now. And everybody's got a lot of emotions and a lot of opinions right now. So everything is like an all-time high.
I laugh a lot. That's my way of dealing with some of the just the BS in the world is I have my private moments where I'm very serious and I'll analyze things. I'm a mortgage analyst during the day and then musician at night. So I'm always looking at both sides of it, but I laugh in the face of it just because if you don't laugh, it'll chew you up inside. Honestly, it's my way of dealing with it. It's kind of like going on a roller coaster. Some people scream, I laugh the whole time. I'm just, I'm scared. I'm wetting myself, but I'm laughing. It's great. I love it.
It's very important to find ways to deal with things right now, whether you laugh or you're finding a way to vent your anger or hopefully a positive way to vent your anger. But it's very important right now to find, as a musician and just as a member of the community, it's very important to find, creative outlets right now. Catch up on things that you haven't been able to do in a long time. Like I've heard so many people say, if I just had the time to do that, well, now is the time to do that. Whatever.
You're not referring to chores, are you? Because I'll end the conversation.
Art, music, projects, anything that you think that you haven't ever had the time to do, like,
sit down and eat a whole box of ding dongs?
Whatever it is.
Oh my God.
Now's the time to do it, So down the road, I don't want to hear anybody say, I didn't have time to do that. No, you actually did.
Everybody heard her. She said, I need to make time right now and sit down and eat a whole box of ding dongs. So I don't want to get any hate mail from y'all because I've got it on her authority. So when was the last time you actually got to perform?
Our last full show was at the House of Blues. That was back in March. And
House of Blues Dallas?
House of Blues Houston for that
Houston.
one. We have played all the Live Nation. We've been to Aztec. We've been to House of Blues Dallas, House of Blues Houston. And we were just about, just a few days ago, the House of Blues Houston had called me about doing a restaurant show because, the Live Nation, the main stages are all closed right now. Yeah. But they were trying to keep things a little bit viable with restaurants. But then with the governor issuing a new policy that if your restaurant is something about if it's 51% or more alcohol, then you can't actually stay open. So, and I think they just had a general concern because things are not so well in Houston right now. And so I think they just generally said, just hold that thought because we do want you guys to come back. But
I'm just letting the governor know. I think I'm going to push the envelope and make sure that I'm consuming over 51% as opposed to food here at the house. And be it that you're not coming in, you're not shutting me down. So, oh my Lord. So we actually, you know, I had played Lava Cantina with Rebel Yell on Valentine's Day. Then I went immediately, like, went home, slept 3 hours, went on vacation. And everybody was freaked out because I was on a cruise ship. I got so many messages from people like, Rick, do you know how dangerous it is? Get back, missed COVID by a day. Then we've been locked down. Like a week later, we went into lockdown. Got on stage May 22nd, I think, 20th, something like that, with Rebel Yell. And it was glorious. It was weird playing to an empty audience. But people come up to you. And I will tell you, I was not ready because I'm a hugger. Fans, friends, I'm a hugger. And whether I meet you the first time or I've known you forever. And it was really weird because I wasn't emotionally, psychologically ready for everybody coming into my space. And I went with it. Are you ready for that? Yeah, like how mentally you can tell yourself you're going to be one way, but how you're really going to interact when you get back on stage.
I think right now I don't know that necessarily it's the safest thing to do. So I just think, once I saw the virus starting to eat my schedule, I kind of was aware of everything that was going on. I kind of said, you know what, I'm going to let this ride. I'm going to whatever happened. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Yeah. I don't necessarily have control in the situation. I don't think none of us. I think that's a feeling that everybody is, a lack of control. There's nothing you can really do about it. So I said, maybe it's not safe for the band to be out right now. Maybe this is not the thing to do, because not only, when you're running a band, it's not only about, your shows and, all the music stuff going on. It's about your personal health and everyone's personal safety. Yeah. And you have to look out for everybody. You have to look out for your crew. And, in the audience, they just, they're there to have fun. Just like when you go to a concert, you go, you want to have fun. It's cool if you can meet the band, no matter who the band is. It's cool if you can take time to take pictures and maybe have and all that fun stuff that you can do when you get off stage. Everybody likes to do that, but is it really safe right now? It's as a musician, I'm like, yeah, let's go do it. As a nurse, I'm like, no. We got to wait out, so I just kind of let everybody know, look, we're gonna stay home, stay safe right now. We're gonna see what happens. If things get better, then great, we'll go back out and do shows. We don't really know what's gonna happen right now.
Any live streaming in the near future for y'all?
I am planning. I was kind of holding back on doing some Facebook live shows because I was thinking that we were going to get back out and do shows. So I was like, this is probably going to pass, and just don't worry about it. We'll get back to rehearsal, and it's definitely not happening that way. So I finally talked to the crew, and I think we're probably just going to break some stuff down and do it acoustic and do Facebook Live acoustic shows.
Nice.
And, so we already kind of met once, and it would only be like 4 members of the band. And I don't think the drummer and the other keyboard they're going to come. They're out in Elgin, and we're more north anyway. Yeah. And so I think that they're going to kind of stay behind a little bit, and then the 4 of us, just a small little 4 people in my living room, and we're just going to set the living room up, and we're going to do Facebook live from home. And, we're definitely absolutely not the first ones or the only ones to think about it. Even the major artists, if you look at Live Nation and stuff that's going on, like national acts and things, they're even doing live from home. So Alanis Morissette doing quite a bit of live from home right now. She recorded new album, and they're doing home videos. And if you see Smiling, the new one that she just released, just everybody's from home, and just like she's thrashing her hair around and stuff like that. So it's the thing to do right now.
With or without masks?
I think in our 4-person little small group here, I think I'll be okay without a mask. But don't see me singing with a mask on. But
I don't expect you to
leave my house and go anywhere. Then, but the 4 of us, I know our situation. Like My husband's here with me, and he's one of the guitar players, and the other guitar player is a retired veteran, and he's home, and so he's not really going to work or doing anything. He's military at home, so he's just retired, and he doesn't.
So wait a second. Wait. Your husband is your guitarist, so technically,
guitar players, huh?
One of, correct?
I have 2 guitar players.
Technically, correct. Technically, you and your husband could do a modified acoustic show from home.
We could. I mean, we do have a couple of videos on the Alanis Morissette on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
There are a couple of videos there, but we kind of thought maybe it'd be kind of fun to fill it in with a couple other instruments, just to produce them. Because I think probably when we do those, we'll probably record those and save those as like official, like official Facebook Live from home or whatever, whatever it is, it's something. But we're taking in we're doing a few other non-Alanis songs and trying to take some audience requests and
nice.
So probably do some like Zombie by the Cranberries and a few other things. And
okay, wait. So Basket Case, my Green Day tribute that I'm in as well. We did a house party 2 weeks ago for a 10-year-old. Dad hired us and full PA to come play the house party for her birthday, 10 years old. And she gave us a list a mile long of songs she wanted to hear. And we did 95% of those songs. There were a couple that we're not going to learn those just for one night.
Right.
She goes, okay, well then I want to hear Zombie. So we did a punk rock version, more up-tempo version of Zombie. And it's funny because I think all of us, that was such a huge, the Cranberries, that was a great song. We all, you can't live through the 90s and not know that song. Can't, absolutely. And it was weird because you talk about people, learning new stuff. And one thing that we noticed is Green Day is actually doing a lot of stuff from home as well. So you get all these major artists they're doing covers or original stuff. A lot of them are doing covers from home. And you're like, wait a second. We're tributing you, and yet you're doing a cover band as well. So it's like we're all the same.
I had my own original band for a long time, Leatherleaf, and was on River Nation, and I worked with the UK and had some music charting over there, and it was really, really fun. But I think no matter if you're doing originals or what, or doing a tribute or whatever, we all end up doing covers at some point. Even major artists will. Alanis Morissette did a cover, her own version of King of Pain by the Police. And, every major artist has done, original artist has done covers at some point. So I think it's just, there's always that issue about, original band versus the cover band, versus the tribute band, which is also another big hot topic. But the thing about it is that it's all music. We love music. Everybody's doing music. And you just do what works for you. If you like doing originals, do originals. You want to do tribute or whatever you want to do. People just want entertainment. People like to be entertained.
Yes.
They want to go to a club or a concert. They want to, have a good time. So I think there's nothing wrong with it. I think original bands eventually do some covers, and then
they all do.
Cover bands say, "Hey, we want to throw in an original."
Yeah.
And, people just want to hear good music. So I don't really knock anybody for doing anything. I think if there's an original artist and they do a cover or somebody's doing something, it's like, hey, I'm always willing to listen to, whatever, because it's music. It's artistic, and it's up for interpretation, and it's all that. So,
I find it funny because that you say that, being in Austin, that you guys have the same, original cover tribute head banging down there. Like, folks, we are musicians, and every original artist I've ever gone to see on a big stage, big artist, they all throw a cover or two in their set. I think as musicians, it's our way of paying homage or respect to those that we admire. They've been doing it since the dawn of time. I'm telling you, even Elvis, was guilty back then, and the Rolling Stones, ripping off guys like Muddy Waters, and you know what I mean? That they've done it forever, because you hear something, you go, oh, I love it, I want to play that song.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with it, and I started out as an original artist. I think all of us at some point did. We just want to play music and entertain. Why are we butting heads? I don't know if you guys are doing it in Austin. Chi, the guitarist for Rebel Yell, put a show together here in Dallas where we had an original band open up for us. It was a phenomenal evening. They were great. They had a lot of fun. They jumped in. I mean, it was a great night. And the bands that are complaining, I always go, if you're not having success with your originals, don't blame the cover bands and the tribute bands. Maybe you need to write better music. I'm just saying. I mean, not trying to be mean, but if you can't get people to listen to you, maybe you gotta write something that appeals to the people. And I know they don't want to hear that.
Also, I think just from an original perspective, it's not just what you play, but the music. There's also a lot of issues with marketing. And so many other things. And like if you're an original artist and you're not getting your stuff heard, feel free. Like there's so much free social media that can be used. And I think sometimes original artists, what they do is they say, hey, I have music, but then they don't know what to do with their music. I mean, some people are like, they know, well, we could put it on YouTube. Yeah. Well, but it's really like, put your stuff on Spotify, put your stuff everywhere. You know what I mean? Don't limit yourself to any particular thing, and think outside of your area. That's a huge thing. That's how I got picked up by the UK to get music over there. I was just blasting stuff just everywhere. I did a crazy video, a home video, aggravated video I did, and some people really liked it, and some people had ugly things to say about it. But no matter what, people overseas picked up on it. And so it's not just your music, but I think some people kind of fail on the fact that they don't market or put things out there or really push the envelope on their music. Book appropriate venues, things like that. Get yourself in the right place with people that are like-minded, that are hearing what and you have to deal with booking agents and that too, because you're that's why a lot of times I just take the band, just book it myself and do my own work. You know what I mean? Because you're dealing with a booking agent and you're like, hey, and then like one time I was doing Leather Week when we were a hard rock act, and the booking agent booked me at a pop club, and then they're like, with the bar, didn't really like you guys. They're like, you realize that you booked me that we're a hard rock metal act.
Yeah, exactly.
At a pop bar that sometimes plays country music. So, I would think you being the booking agent should know the appropriate club to put me in. You know what I mean? So there's a whole lot of other stuff that's entailed with all that.
It's funny that you said that it's about marketing. The whole premise of why I started the show 2 years ago was to allow local bands who have never had some of maybe the opportunities that I've been lucky to have, the ability to market a little bit. Marketing is part of what you have to do. It's not just go in, write some music, learn how to play it, and get on stage. You have to market it if you're going to get people to follow you, come to shows and want to see it, or if you're going to go in the studio and record, put out an album, again, you got to market it to get it in people's hands. There was the whole reason I started this show. And the funny thing is the tributes, they got their act together. They've got a business plan. And it's funny, I want original bands to come on, and getting them to come on is like pulling teeth, because they haven't. It's like there are avenues we're willing to show you. Ask, don't be confrontational. Ask us. We're all musicians. Let us help you show how to market your stuff. And that's why I started this whole thing.
There's way more professional people than me to, I just have to work. I just do things from, day one, round one, and just learn from the school of hard knocks. But
make mistakes, learn from it.
Don't do that. But there are definitely professional marketing people and other resources that that will help you. If you don't mind putting a little money into your project. You
have to.
But sometimes that's if you got the right person, it's definitely worth the investment, because a really good marketing person or really good manager can really do a lot for you.
Yeah.
Some people just say, well, we don't want a manager, we don't want to do this or that, and it's your project, and you certainly have the right to do whatever.
That's like saying I don't want any help.
Well,
I just want to I'm sinking, but don't help me.
I'm saying, that there are options, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If you choose to engage with those options or not would be
Yeah.
your own call. But
Nice.
but you know, there's definitely ways to help your project out. You just have to be willing. You do have to be willing to let somebody give you some advice or
And don't get butthurt.
you and don't get your butt hurt. But you know, some people and will and some people won't. So you know, just have to decide.
So, how long have you guys been together now doing Atlantis?
Alanis has been going on for 2 years now.
2 years. Okay. I thought I'd seen you for a while. And I got to tell you, definitely at some point when you're coming up here, or if we come, some Green Day and some Atlantis, I'm in all the way. I'm just letting you know. We'll have to put something together.
I've done that with Alanis. I've generally have taken the manager role and I've looked off the shows and everything. Well, I'm kind of a hard driving of the band, so you know, I'm like, yes,
you have to be.
Do that show.
You have to be.
I will look for other bands and things like that.
Here's the thing: this is not just a goof off field trip. If you're going to be successful at this, you have to treat it like a business, and it is show business. It is. There's not just go in a rehearsal studio and get on stage. There's a lot of steps that take place. And you said something earlier, you have to think on the bigger scale, not just your little backyard, state of Texas, regionally, nationally, and even if your goal's not to go that way, think big and fall short, as opposed to, I want to play my garage and you don't even make it out of the living room. So not to be mean, but you have treat it like a business. I mean, and really, there's no rules. The sky's the limit. And I think that's the thing is a lot of folks think there's rules. Like you have to do it a certain way. There's no cookie cutter. Figure it out, claw, fight.
You do have to find out what works for you and your project. That's what you have to do because, depending on, what your project is, it goes down a little bit to business, like a business 101, what kind of product do you have? What are you selling? What kind of people are you going to market to? I mean, just forget about music for a minute. Just think about, if you're selling a box of Cheerios, what kind of Cheerios do you have? And, who's going to eat these Cheerios? Are kids going to eat these Cheerios? Are adults going to eat these Cheerios? Where would you take your Cheerios? To what grocery store, like opposed to a venue? You have to really think business-wise. And that's kind of how I came up with Alanis in the first place was because nobody was really nobody was doing Alanis. Nobody was not a tribute band doing that. And I didn't really want to do something that everybody, I come from Original World. I really didn't want to do something that everybody else was doing. Yeah. And I was sitting and singing with like another local kind of a 80s cover band. And when I would get up with them and sing and I would do Alanis, like people really liked it. And so I thought, well, if I'm going to do a tribute band, what would I do? And I thought, well, nobody's doing Alanis and people seem to like the little taste of it that I gave them. So I was like, must be the thing to do. So everybody kind of finds their own little niche and, what they're going to do. But there's a lot that goes with it.
A fairly decent tribute cover scene down in Austin. I mean, you guys have a great music scene, but are they accepting of the tributes?
I don't see... there are some tributes in Austin.
Not as many?
But there are not as many. Austin seems, in my opinion, everyone has different opinions.
Oh, yeah.
Austin seems to be more about the original bands, and in order to seem to be more about original bands and cover bands, There are some tributes in Austin, and then, sometimes I will do shows with them. But I think you have to decide as a tribute band what you want to do. Me, I need to get out of Austin because I've been playing in Austin for so long, and I love people here and I love the community. I mean, there's never, other than this pandemic, there's hardly ever a time that you could never find live music. The downtown always has live music. There's all over the city has live music and always find live music. But I was hungry for bigger things. I wanted to go play the Live Nation stages, and I wanted to go play where the national acts play. And I have, even beyond this, I even have some future goals, maybe for a project to play those type of venues. So with like maybe something original a little bit later. But doing Alanis is definitely offered me a lot more opportunity, and it did get me out of only playing in Austin. and it did get me on bigger stages and doing bigger things. And so it's a lot of hard work. And make sure when you're doing a tribute, you can't just have people coming in and noodling and playing any kind of parts that they want.
Do your homework.
You know, you've got to do your homework. You have to be tight because you're tributing a particular artist. And you have to be really specific about almost taking on their persona, you know.
Somewhat, yeah.
You know, like, it's almost like why I tell people, in my opinion, it's like if you're going to go see Elvis. When you go see Elvis, what do you expect to see? Expect to see some dude with dark hair, singing in some deep voice, sideburns, some really white, you know, white outfit, some, you know, some kind of Elvis thing. You know, when you go to see Elvis, you don't expect to see the guy, you know, with blonde hair, wearing, you know, short shorts and some surfer stuff. You know what I'm saying? You expect to see Elvis, you know, or the persona of.
I was hoping to see Chinese Elvis.
When you go,
me personally.
You know, you want to see picture, dude.
Oh my God!
All right. So, to be a tribute, in my opinion, you're doing something that, you know, gives the audience the taste or some of the experience if they actually went to see that particular, you know, original.
And that's the goal. That's the goal. Rebel Yell last October, we flew out, the whole band, we flew out to Vegas and we went and saw Billy Idol. And it was phenomenal. And it's funny because we all watched it, and it was that we were at a rock show. We were actually there taking notes. Like, we were doing homework. We were studying Steve and JC was studying Billy Idol. You know, we're watching how their stage movement, how they, you know, they're using the stage, lighting, how their set list flows, you know, in and out of music. And yeah, you're emulating and paying tribute to somebody that you admire, which is what it comes down to. And it was phenomenal. We had a blast. And I will agree with you, being in a tribute. I mean, we playing House of Blues New Year's Eve was fun. You know, getting to be on Lava or play Gas Monkey here locally. We're very blessed. We have some phenomenal stages. You know, going down to Houston, or I would see Angry Dogs. I like that stage. Yeah, I got to play there with. I was a drummer for Sedate, a Ramones tribute for a while. We got to play it. That was fun. I mean, you guys have some fun venues down in Austin. You know,
we play some really cool places here. One of my favorites is like Dirty Dog down there on 6th Street.
Oh, Dirty Dog. I said Angry Dog. Dirty Dogs.
Yeah, Dirty Dogs, and there's a lot of other little venues. Texas Mist was another. They're not right downtown, but Texas Mist is a kind of a it's your dark metal kind of club. So if you really like, when I did Leatherleaf, I was really kind of doing, you know, like kind of like getting to like dark, you know,
nice
bar. So you gotta have a little fun with that. You know, there's a lot of, you know, Maggie Mays is down there. We played at the top part of Maggie Mays I really like because there's a stage up there on the roof. And when the music plays, like, you can just look over and there's people just in the street. A lot of times people off the street were like, oh, where's music coming from, you know?
Yeah.
And they just, you know, go right on up the stairs. And so there's a lot of cool little venues and places to play here in Austin that have been around for a very long time, you know? And those are fun and great. But like for me, I wanted to get out and do something a little bit more. I've played at those places for, you know, a long time, and, you know, at different points. And
you're like, I want to get out of town. I want a road trip.
I was like, man, I'd like to, you know, if you're not from Austin, everybody wants to come to Austin to play because it's the live music capital of the world, as they say. And there's tons of live music, tons of musicians, you know, all that. But when you have lived in Austin for a long time,
you're like, I want out of town.
Home, it's like, you know, like the local hamburger joints. Like, yeah, I've seen that bar. Yeah, we've been in there 100 times, you know, and all that. So now you want to go look at what's going on outside of Austin, you know?
I think it's any musician in any town always wants to go play somewhere that they're not. Like we all play here in Dallas, Fort Worth all the time. We want to go up to Oklahoma City, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Memphis. You know, I mean, they're all just a few hour road trip for us. It's like, we want to go play there because we play locally. Well, maybe not right now.
Always local in your own town.
Yeah. It is comforting.
It's a different deal.
It is comforting because you play you've got your loyal local following And they do. They come out and, they buy the T-shirts and, it's a blast. But you want to go rock, give something fresh and get a new crowd because they've never seen you before. They get a limited viewing. So they're more excited when you come into town. They're pumped because they're like, oh, something new that we don't get every day. It's, with us during the height of this, Rebel Yell, we're playing a couple times a month, be it in Dallas or Fort Worth. Right. If you're willing to travel, you can come see us, a couple times a month. But to go down to Houston, go up to Oklahoma City, come down to Austin, San Antonio, get down to Corpus, right. That's a little different. They're hungry for music. That's the beautiful part is people are hungry for music. And especially now, if you watch these live streams, people are tuning in by the thousands. They're watching, they're looking. We want to see something because nobody wants to be stuck at home, especially with an idiot like me. I mean, I keep wondering why the locks get changed regularly, and then I realize we've got a digital deadbolt on the house. And they're just
keeping an eye on you. They're keeping an eye on you.
Oh, I got all kinds of issues. I cause problems everywhere I go. So.
Yeah, like we tried to do that, but see, I like booking in another town because I like to go explore the area. I'm the person in the band that likes to go book the hotel for the night. And then, before you have to leave to go back home, go check out what the other locals are doing. What's going on in that town, maybe you're going to hit the beach for a day or something. You know what I mean? Where you're out on the road all weekend. You might have to take these kind of little breaks and, maybe catch a little shopping place and, get a cool shirt locally or something, or see another person's band if you get that chance. That's
exactly right. And it's funny because this past weekend, I went down to New Brunswick. We went down to Green for the weekend. And on Friday, they shut down tubing. And I'm like, what the? Are you serious? It's okay. We drank all weekend and sat in the pool. We actually went and sat in the water right there in the Guadalupe. And I kept thinking, man, they need a stage here so we can set up and play. And again, you can't help it as a musician. You're like, oh, why don't they have? I'm sure there's noise ordinance. I'm sure somebody else thought of it, but that's exactly right. You want to go see what are other folks doing, in their backyard. Let's get out of town. I've played up in Tulsa, great music scene. Oklahoma City, Shocker Boys. Again, they're up in OKC, and those guys are hilarious. Great bands up there. I know that my boy JC, he and Unglued came down. They did some shows, I think, with y'all a month ago, maybe more. Maybe it's been a couple months.
It's been a couple months. I booked JC a couple of times, Unglued, and we've done a couple of shows together, and it's worked out really well. And we had another show booked at the Dirty Dog because he wanted to come back down. And I do this with a lot of bands too. There's bands out there and they want to come to Austin. And I'm like, okay, I'll find a local show and then hook you up so you can drop.
Do the same when you come. I come to town. Yeah.
And then hey, y'all do the same thing for me when I want to come to your town. But
that's how it's supposed to be.
We booked a couple of shows together, and JC's a lot of fun. He comes to town, and then after the show we all hang out, and get crazy, and run around the hotel room or whatever. Go to the hotel. We're on the cart going up.
So it's like coming to band practice.
Huh?
It's like coming to band practice.
Yeah. We start, it's the after party, right? So
oh my Lord.
So you're just running around the hotel and you're just doing crazy stuff.
I could give you plenty of dirt on him being his drummer. Yes, I know. We do cause mayhem wherever we go. It's par for the course. Oh my Lord!
Your job as a musician, and you go on stage, and then you do your part of the show, and then after you do your part, because I don't have a personal policy where I don't really drink on stage or anything like that. Because I when I'm on stage, I'm about business.
I am too.
Show and those kind of things. I don't really drink on stage. But then after the show is done and okay, now it's all over. Now I can drink.
Yeah.
Then you can have a little fun. So.
And it's funny because I'm the same way, and everybody knows it. I mean, I'll have a beer, maybe. I'll take a beer on stage, and it's more of a prop. I'm more of a high energy guy, so I need to make sure my timing's good. I've got my energy to get through, 90, 120, however long we're going to play. But when we're done, it's I'll take a Vegas bomb, a beer, and I'll have a shot of whatever you're having.
Yeah.
I'm done playing now, so bring it on. And if drinks are brought to the band on stage, I'm always like, even though I'm not going to drink it, you can give me mine. I'll set it over here, and when I get done, I'll have a little buffet of of cocktails that I'll have later. And we're not. I mean, people probably think we're all musicians. We're degenerates. We're not. We are very blessed to get to entertain what we do. And it's just fun afterwards because you're on the adrenaline high to cut loose a little. But we're not gluing furniture to ceilings or anything crazy like that.
That we've ever seen, that we know about.
Nothing that we will admit to. Oh,
we all receive.
What happens in the green room stays in the green room. I cannot wait for this to all be over so we can get you up here. And most definitely, want you to come up. And I'll bug my boy. Maybe we do it in Alanis, Stone Temple, Green Day. Like if we can find a venue that can handle us all, bring them, come up. Come up and goof off for a weekend.
I think when things open back up, everybody will, and things get better. Everybody's going to be way like I think people who probably never came to your show will suddenly come to your show because like everybody's been so locked down for so long. I feel like once the doors open, the venues are going to be filled.
Oh, Basket Case, my Green Day tribute. We played at Gas Monkey 2 weeks ago, and we played with the Backsliders, which is a Toadies tribute, and we had a phenomenal turnout. Like even though they had tables, there were a lot of people there. And I was like, for a Friday night, wow, I'm impressed. It was very cool. You could tell people are hungry, and now of course, here we are, shut down again. It's
we are.
We'll figure it out. Thank you for coming on and goofing off with me. Would you do it again?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I love doing a fun little interview. I haven't done an interview really in quite I think I probably had one podcast that I did a while back, but actually it's been a few months. I haven't actually done any interviews. So I was like, yeah, let's do this.
Oh, thank you.
Kind of cool. And, maybe I can post it get the link later on and post it on social media. People can combine things because I feel like I'm not really talking to the audience as much, which is why I'm thinking that I want to do the Facebook from home shows because even if we're going to be playing music, gives me also an opportunity to talk to, fans and friends and things like that. Because if you can't see people in person, then you gotta make do. Or the live stream is the only way to really sit down and have a conversation. Because you can't really go out and see everybody. So
I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody. If you want to come on the show, just ask me. I'd love to have you on again. If you're podcasting or you have a show, post it to Concert Connection. Post it to In the Pit with Rick. We have a little bit of a spiderweb reach. We do get it out there a bit. We want to make sure that your fans, we want them to see it. It's our way of keeping in touch with them. I mean, my big mouth, everybody that follows me here in Dallas, I mean, they're used to my big mouth. But anytime we can do it for other bands in other cities, we're like, heck yeah, come in. I had Mike Bailey, the drummer for Bret Michaels, was on a month ago. Had Lori Peters, the drummer for Skillet. She came a couple months ago. I had her on the show. So it's fun when you can have folks, and they're across the country. And again, we're all musicians. We're just trying to stay in front of people's our fan. We want to be out there. So thank you so much for coming on and yapping with me. I look forward. We'll do it again before the year's over, maybe.
We will. Yeah, it would be great. I really appreciate it because I feel like, man, I've just been with no shows right now. I feel so distant from everybody. So it was really a good opportunity to be able to talk to another human. And
absolutely. Oh, if you want to talk, call me. We'll talk because I'll go for hours on end. The other thing is, next time you are in town, even if we need to record an interview in person together for later, we can always do that. So we'll get you in and do it on the green screen sometime. And
okay.
And when you have shows, please let us know once this all starts up again. Be it if you're down in Austin or you're coming to Dallas, let us know. We'd love to help promote it. Absolutely.
Oh, that's really
part of what we do. So please don't don't be shy. You're more than welcome to use us. Again, thank you so much. I'm glad you got to come on.
Yeah.
And thank you, Dallas Fort Worth, for hanging out with us. There's another chunk of your life that we've stolen from you. I promise you, we collect it like serial killers. They're little trophies that we keep on the shelf, and we take it out. Did I say serial killers? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Again, we are glad to scramble your brain, and you get to listen to us talk for a little bit and learn about each other. Again, if you're a local musician, you want to come on, hit me up. If you're not a local musician, you want to come on, hit me up. I love having guests. If you are live streaming, and I don't announce shows right now because it seems like they get canceled as quick as they get booked. If you are live streaming, please post it to In the Pit with Rick. Post it to Concert Connection. I want people to get it out there. You can also go to inthepitwithrick.com, download our progressive web app. There is a calendar there. I don't care what city you're in. If you're a band, post your shows there. That way people will know about it. The more people, it's a free app. If we can get it in people's hands, then everybody can follow along as we're coming out of this, because we all want people to come see our shows. We all want to go see shows. So go get it. You can check us out. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on Spotify. We're obviously on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Roku. And we have an Amazon Fire channel. And I think the bobblehead, I'm fighting for it, guys. I know everybody wants one that they can take their Nerf gun and shoot. I want one, but I don't know if I'm going to get a bobblehead. I'm just saying. So, again, thank you for hanging out with us. I hope everyone's staying safe. I am Rick. This is Melissa. We're on Concert Connection, and we will see you in the pit.
Bye-bye.